YouTube, back again with another video. We're gonna do a first impressions, first test on this cordless rechargeable soldering iron. I did end up having to charge it. I charged the soldering iron for about 3 hours, so it would charge. I charged it to charge fully. It took about 3 hours. It comes with. I did already a unboxing on it, so check out that video if you want to know, if you want to see what is what exactly. So this video is just going to be a actual test run. So put that aside, and if you guys are wondering, the part number for this soldering iron by Matco is SKR, cordless rechargeable soldering iron. So me personally, I like, this is like a blowtorch tip, and this is like a flat tip. I like the flat tips better, so we're gonna change that one to the flat tip version. I am gonna box here. We're gonna leave it on. It's on. So right now, at least I think it's on. We'll find out if it's on or not. It's on the on position, and then there's your little light if you need any light, but we're gonna leave it there while it's on the on position. Leave it to the side. Hopefully it heats up. I did charge this about, I'd say, a week or two ago. Hopefully it keeps its charge. If not, it kind of defeats the purpose of me have to recharge it every single time. Either way, let's get some wire here. I have some extra wire here. Just gonna cut a piece off of it. And when you get to electrical stuff, there's a bunch of different crimpers. There's these automatic side crimpers. There's these front automatic side crimpers. I don't use these a lot because it takes a lot of the copper off. That's why I don't use these too much. But if I have to and I have no other option, I will. And then your regular common Moore style wire crimpers. So I'll just cut a piece off from right here. We'll cut this wire in half. I think this is 16 gauge wire. Not sure. 16, I think so. I'll actually find out. It goes through 10. That's 12. So it's 12 actually. Do this. It's even on. So after reading the instructions, I thought you just turn the slider on and it'll start heating up. You gotta actually hold the button and they'll start heating up. Now the heat time actually is pretty quick, so that's pretty good. The heat time, I believe, is 8 seconds according to the manual. I don't know how truthful that is. We'll find out. So let's see, I've been holding it. Yep, it sure does heat up pretty good. So we'll turn it off since it heats up pretty quick. That's a bonus. I thought it didn't hold its charge, because I thought I had to see an LED here, but no, it did. It actually hold its charge for 2 weeks, so that's good. If you charge it, you're not worrying about if it holds its charge or not. So I'm gonna put that aside there. Here's our tests that we're going to do here. I usually use this flux, this electrical flux. It is for like circuit boards. I know it passes for electrical. You can use it for electrical stuff. I just don't. Where is it? I think I said on the packaging, but I've been using this for about a year. Works phenomenal, but this is the only kit they had at Home Depot at the time, and now they actually had this kit here. We saw my Home Depot tool haul. We saw this kit, so we're gonna use this flux instead of this one here. I usually use these. These are, I think they're called helping hands. They're from Harbor Freight. There's a magnifying glass here, and they have these jaws here. And what I just did is I just glued a magnet on one of those $1 bar. You could take those magnets off. I took one off and glued that. If you want a more in-depth video on how to make one cheap, this is like, it took me like what, maybe $6 to make. The helping hand cost $5, and then this magnet bar costs $1, so about $6. Or if you want, you could just buy one of these specifically for wiring. The only thing I didn't like about this is the magnet is very it's not strong, especially when you're tight spot. It's not that strong. So, but the cool thing is this magnet's on the side here. I didn't buy this. I had a coworker that gave it to me. He ended up not liking it, so he gave it to me. That one's, I think, $10-15, or you can make yours like I did. Magnet holds way stronger than that one, so I still use this one. I don't use that one. I know there's a extended version of this, so it has an flexible extended version and a more stronger magnet. That one I would probably buy over this one. The only thing, I think that one on the tool truck costs like $50. If you get it cheaper, probably online, you probably try to find it on Amazon way cheaper. So let's do a little setup here. We're helping hands here. We're gonna have our wire on there, one side, and the other one on this side. And this is how I solder. There's so many different ways you could solder. You could twist it, but I usually go flat on these, twine them in, and then twist. Like that, and then we're gonna get our flux here.
Is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
Here's our heat shrink. Obviously, if you're gonna do this on something that's attached, you would want to put your heat shrink in first, but just for this test purposes, we're not. We'll do that to the end, and then we'll turn this bad boy on. So it says it takes about 8 seconds to heat up. We'll give it a couple seconds. It's heating up. There you go. Okay, let's try it out. One thing I'm not a fan of on this Matco soldering iron, just testing it out. I don't like how you gotta hold the button for it to stay on. That's just another thing I gotta do for it. Now you can see there, it's getting hot, really hot. It's another thing when you're in a tight spot, you can't sometimes be holding something while soldering in weird positions. So that's gonna be a downside from this Matco soldering iron, not as like the Milwaukee soldering iron. That one stays constantly on as long as this trigger's on. So that's just one turn off I'm finding out. But look how hot that tip got. That is fucking hot. See that tip get really molten hot. So that's pretty cool. Now it's cooling down. So can we still solder? Yeah, you can still solder. So we'll put that soldering iron to the side. See our little solder. We'll do a pull test. See how it holds. It's holding, so it didn't go through. That's not the best. I would obviously turn the wire around, get the bottom side of it. If you put flux all the way, really, it would have already gone to the other side. So it's just fucking. Put more flux on the other side. Let's see if it's still hot. It's not hot anymore. And the switch is still in the on position. It's not light up for you guys. It's still on the on position. There's the off position. It's on the on, so you actually do have to hold the damn button. But see, heat up real quick. That's always a plus. As you see, is my light on? I soldered it all there. Not the best solder, but it did. Oops, a little still hot a little bit. There's still a couple of that. Ow. It's holding, so quick impressions on the Matco soldering iron. I was expecting more, to be honest with you guys. I was expecting a lot more. Kind of bummed out about it. I mean, this really is me, because that's my fault, because I didn't put enough flux. I should have got the bare wire, dipped it in the flux, and it should have, the solder should have gone all the way to the other side, so that's my fault. But I don't like how you gotta hold the button. I do not like that at all. How much did I pay for this? Yeah, I looked up the price. But me personally, maybe this is good for if you're doing circuit boards, more smaller stuff where you need very little very precise solders on the circuit board and stuff like that. But big jobs like wiring like this, I wouldn't waste your money on this thing, in my opinion. Kind of bummed out about it, expecting more. But let's see if it's still okay. We're gonna take the tip off. This is the flat tip, and we are gonna put the torch tip to see how that works. We're gonna try that on the heat shrink, because I usually will heat shrink it with one of these little miniature torches that you could get at the gas station. Really cheap. Small torch, gets in there, tight spaces. Now I do have a bigger snap-on torch. I just feel like that burns way too strong for just heat shrink. So I get these small little torches. You can buy one for like $7 and then refill them with the butane. Really small, really long. So we're gonna test out this torch. Turn it on. Let me set the heat shrink up. Honestly, if this was on a vehicle, I would fix this, put more flux, fix that, but just for this test purpose, and just leave it like that. I know this is kind of over exaggerating how much heat shrink I have on. I would just need the piece of where I actually soldered, but we're gonna just test out this kind of torch to see how it does. See how that gets molten hot when you hold the button. Pretty hot, really quick too. There you go. Oh, that burned it right there. Hope this is 10 for heat shrink, because I probably don't think this is for heat shrink. I thought a flame would come out, like a little flame, kind of like that. Don't think so. So kind of a bust again. Come on, Matco, you're letting me down on this. Jesus, I gotta see how much I paid for it. So, torch it up. Turret is tight. And done. See? Just need a little torch. Even a freaking cigarette lighter could do better than what this thing did. Oh, that's a disappointment. Okay. So, this is where it burned. Where I had this constantly on one spot and I kind of put force on it. It burned there. But, the wire's not breaking. That's a good sign. And the heat shrink is not moving. Obviously, I end up using the torch. So, if I would have to rate this from a 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 0 or 1 being the worst, I'll give it a 5. I was expecting more for what I paid for from a Matco SKR01 rechargeable soldering iron. I don't like how you gotta hold that button for it to get hot. I think that's part of the safety thing. Don't like it. Take what for you get it for what's worth. I'll do another video on the, so I can show you guys how, and I've been using this for months. You can see how the tip, how much I've used it so much. This one's the one you want. Save your money from the Matco one. If you have Milwaukee batteries, M12, get the Milwaukee one. If not, you get a butane soldering iron from Home Depot. Way better than that Matco one. Disappointed on this Matco soldering iron. I must say this is a bust. For how much I paid for it, I know it's like around 100 something. Put the screenshot on the website. I know I paid the same thing that was on the website. Pretty disappointed on this Matco soldering iron. I think this is more leaning towards for circuit boards and small things. Not for this wiring stuff. You do this wire stuff, get the Milwaukee one. It's a beast. I'll make a separate video just on this. You need the Milwaukee. Let it turn switch on, turn the lights go red till they go green. You're good to go. Leave it on while you're setting up. You're good to go. Go down to business. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later.